They looked at me and saw nothing. But God looked at me and saw purpose. 1 Samuel 16:7 says, people look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Listen. They may have called you nothing, but God calls you son. They call me nothing, but God called me son. They tried to erase my name, but God wrote what I'd become. They only saw the dirt, God saw what I carry. If the world gave me no worth, my worth came from the eternal. God called me son, God called me son, when nobody chose me. Heaven spoke to me. God called me son, God called me son. They saw rejection, God saw hidden purpose. I tried to fit in places way too small, smiled in silence while I felt the fall. Heard words that cut deep in my soul, but in the desert God made me whole. Left on the side, treated like waste, knocked on doors that shut in my face. They asked me, who do you think you are? But God held me up when I carried scars. Man sees clothes instead its appearance, God sees truth, character, spirit. They saw failure, God saw construction. They saw falling, God saw formation. I grew in the dark, no stage, no name. Hungry for God, not hungry for fame. The more they push me down below, the more my Father let me know. A son does not beg for what the Father declared. I don't need their crown, heaven knows I'm there. When I cry, God saw. When I stayed silent, God heard. When nobody believed, the Father's voice lifted me. They call me nothing, but God called me son. Ooh, ooh, they tried to erase my name, but God wrote what I'd become. They only saw the dirt, God saw what I carry. If the world gave me no worth, my worth came from the eternal. God called me son, God called me son, when nobody chose me. Heaven spoke to me. God called me son, God called me son. They saw rejection, God saw hidden purpose. David was in the field, forgotten with sheep, but God saw a king where men saw weak. Samuel looked for power, position, height, but God said, I look at the heart inside. If they left you in the field too, if nobody called, if they ignored you, don't think God forgot your place. Hidden things are trained to rain. It's not their look that defines your life, it's the Father saying, son, arise. This is not pride, this is not revenge. A child of God doesn't need to pretend. I don't step on people just to climb. I walk with God and let him decide. God called me son when the world forgot. God called me son when they understood not. God called me son, no one can steal that. If God gave me identity, no man can take it back. Now I don't chase approval anymore, I give my path to the Lord. I don't need to prove to those who won't see what God began, He will reveal in me. They call me nothing, but I survived. They threw me in silence, but I came alive. It wasn't my strength, it wasn't my hand, it was God restoring who I am. If someone hurt you, trying to make you small, lift up your head, God sees it all. Don't let one word become your prison. You got not what they said, you are God's creation. Before the applause, before the crowd, God knew your name and called it out. Father, heal every word that made me feel small. Remove every lie I accepted about who I am. I don't want to live for applause, I don't want to live for approval. I just want to remember I'm your son.
When the world rejected me,
your voice came close.
when nobody selected me,
Your love brought me home.
it was not the end.
It was not the
It was
end.
not the end.
There was hidden worth in me.
It was not the end.
It was not the
It was not
end.
the end.
The Father was still watching me when they saw shame. You saw a name when they saw loss. You saw the My worth came from Christ. They may not have seen value in you, but God did. And when God calls someone son, nobody has the authority to call you nothing. Listen.